we get going, we'll start moving. I'm going to integrate in because the idea of what do you do when you wake up and you can't fall back asleep. I think this is a great idea to do something like the 4-7-8 breath or the box breath. And we're going to work on the idea that we're going to extend the exhale. Will it be a 4 and an 8? Not necessarily. It could be a 3 inhale, 3 count inhale, and 6 count exhale. It could be a 3 count inhale and a 5 count exhale. It could be a 3 count inhale and a 4 count exhale. The idea is we're trying to lengthen the exhale a little bit more than the inhale. If you can get it to double, awesome. If you can't, know that this is like strengthening a muscle, and you will over time. Let's move a little bit, and then we're going to practice the 4-7-8 breath. I don't want you to fall asleep on me, though. Let's roll around on our hips and focus on your breathing and the movement. Now, it's hard to focus on 2 things at once, isn't it? It's really hard to focus on 2 things at once. So you could pick that I'm just going to focus on the moving, and the breath will come because you know we're going to keep cueing you for it. It'll come. Try not to worry about doing it perfect. I have this thing I've told you before. I get on these tirades about people afraid of doing yoga. And I think the main reason they're afraid of doing it, and maybe you can help get the message out, we don't have to be perfect at it. We are human beings. It's not going to be, quote, what is perfect anyway? So it's either not going to be perfect or we're already perfect. Oh boy, you got me going this morning. Reverse your circle. Reverse your circle. Feel the sensation of moving. Feel the sensation of the weight transferring or shifting on your feet as you roll around on your hips. And then come back to a centered position. Let's take our right arm out to the side and exhale and lower it down. And then inhaling left arm out to the side and then exhaling and lowering it down. Inhaling both arms out to the side. Beautiful. You guys look like birds on a beautiful sunny day. And then exhale and lowering them down. Let's take the inhale arms forward and exhale and lower them down. And inhale into more of a V. Make your V. Yes. And then exhale and circle the arms downward. And let's roll the shoulders because you know that's my favorite thing to do. And we're going to take our shoulders, bring them about neutral and side bend towards our right. So the left elbow's lifting. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's shift it. Side bending towards the left. Right elbow's lifted. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, come back to center. Arms forward. Exhale, gently pull them back. Inhale it forward. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, arms lift up, gaze at fingers. Exhale, pull elbows down. Inhale forward. Exhale, pull back. Now we're going to swim the arms, kind of like breaststroke. Inhale forward, exhale to the side and around a few times, like you're swishing water, waves of water, warm water out to the side. Make big, big waves. Yes. And notice how you come forward. It might feel like your shoulder blades are a little bit off the back. Then you take your arms out to the side. The shoulder blades come back onto the back. Now we can try to consciously keep the shoulder blades on the back with the arms forward, but it's more work. And let's reverse it. Take the arms forward, back, and around. Forward, back, and around. And one more time. Awesome. Let's drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Breathe in for a count of 3 or 4. Breathe out for a count of 3 or 4. Gaze down now to over your right shoulder, so downward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn your ear back towards the shoulder. And inhale, rise up. Other side. Exhaling left ear down towards left shoulder. Breathe in for a count of 3 or 4. Breathe out for a count of 3 or 4. Gaze down over the left shoulder. Breathe in. And breathe out. Ear back over shoulder, lifting head back up. Let's play with our peripheral vision a little bit. So take your right finger, your right pointer finger, lift it up, and it's in front of you. Then move the finger, don't move your head, and see how far you can see the finger out to the side. Then bring it back to center. This time we're going to turn our head and watch the finger. So turn your head and watch the finger as it goes out to the side. And then let's come back to center. And this time, stare at the finger and let your eyes follow the finger as far as it'll go without moving your head. And then inhale to center and let that go. Let's do the other side. Point your finger on the left side upwards and gaze forward and just kind of check out, where do you stop seeing the finger? Like for me, it's right around about here. I can't see the full finger here. I know my hand is there. So this is just kind of playing with that idea. Then bring the arm back forward. Now we're going to, as the finger moves, we're going to turn our head towards the left. And then bring it back in. And this time we're going to move the finger and the eyes without moving the head. So finger moves, eyes turn to the side, and then bring it back in. Let that go. Circle, make a circle. So you have a carrot on the end of your nose. We haven't had enough snow for a snowman yet. And you're making a circle with the carrot, and then circle the other way. As you breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's rock forward and back. Start to feel our core engage as we lean back, and maybe you come towards your tippy toes. And you might bring your arms up, breathing in and breathing out. So we're kind of rocking forward and back. And then let's take our arms out to the side and notice how it changes. I feel like I have to engage my core a little bit more with the arms out to the side. Notice what that feels like. And then let's take our arms up and notice what that feels like. Breathe in and breathe out and bring the arms down. Good. Let's circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands in front of the heart. Bring your hands to the side of the chair. You're going to curl in like cat pose. So chin towards chest, gaze towards your belly button, and maybe lift your hips off the chair for just a little split second, and then lower back down. Take the arms out to the side, up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands at the heart. We'll do it again. It doesn't matter whether your hips lift off or not. Try to use your belly though, and not so much muscle it with your shoulders and your hands and your arms, more from here. So it's not about whether it lifts up or not. Hands to the side of the chair, gaze at belly, push down through feet, pull belly in, exhale, release. let that go. A few cat-cows, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lift up, heart rising. Exhaling, chin to chest, feel shoulder blades spread. Inhaling, lift up. Back of the neck is long. And come to center. Let's do a little bit of swishing right and left. So you're going to take your knees to the right and then to the left. Just kind of swish it. Just a little bit of movement here. Just kind of notice it's a little funky. We don't normally do this. So just kind of swishing, whatever is comfortable for you. You don't have to go very far. If you do have osteoporosis, then they do say twist. You got to be really, really careful so you wouldn't go to your full range of motion. Better to be on the safe side. Just kind of swishing and come back to center. Let's open up our legs for goddess pose. I want you to pretend that there's a wall in front of you and you're going to do push-ups. So you're going to stay tall, and here's your imaginary wall. You're going to push into the wall and then pull the arms back. And push into the wall, belly pulls in, and then inhale back. Exhale as you push away, belly pulls in, inhale, pull back. One more, press. Feel that belly pull in and release. Let's take it out to the side. Press away like an elevator is going to close on you and you're pushing the doors open. Pull it in, press away. Pull it on in. One more. Push those doors open. Don't let them close. Curl your fingers under. Flex your wrists, fingertips up. Bring the palms forward. Externally rotate like you're going to twist open a jar. Twist open the jar. Come back to neutral. Twist open the jar. Open up wide, bring your right forearm to the thigh, lifting the left elbow, and take your side bend. Yes, let's lift the left heel, lower it down, reach towards your right, pull the elbow back, and then reach it. Breathe in. Breathe out as you move your arm, feeling this nice side bend. And one more. Try to move the arm bone back. Try to take the head a little bit further back. So it's like you're feeling your shoulder blades on your back and you had a wall right behind you and you could almost lean into the wall, but you're feeling upright. So that's the wall's keeping you upright. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release arms down. Other side. Left forearm to thigh. Right elbows bent. Arm is up. And let's do a few of these repetitions. You're lengthening on the inhale, pulling back on the exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. So the arm is coming towards over the ear. Is it going to be perfect? Necessarily. We're trying to keep the shoulder blade on the back. Breathe in, breathe out, stretch long towards your left, maybe lift your right heel up. Yes, lengthen. And press the heel down, push down through both heels, push them down, rise up, release hands. Walk your feet back in towards each other and then walk them back out. So we're just kind of doing a little in and out just to release any holding from that pose. And come on in. Let's do a hip opener. You might take a block. You might have your foot on the ground like this. If your hips are really tight, this is where you're at. And that's where you should be because we're meeting the body where it's at. We're not pushing the body into something we think it's supposed to do. Then we might take the foot up onto a block or even a few blocks to stack them, because we can get that knee a little bit higher and a little bit more open. And then some of you are able to take your ankle over the thigh and find a place. Now, if for some reason this bothers you, you can always put like a washcloth under there to give a little bit of padding. Then we're going to lift tall. Foot is flexed. Foot is flexed. Lift up and out of the waist. Push down through the left foot and start to come forward with your shoulder blades on your back. This is a long spine. Press your sitting bones back. Behind you as your heart moves forward. So your collarbone is moving forward. The crown of your head is moving forward, but your sitting bones are moving back. Breathe in. Breathe out. If it's available to you, you might take a few fingers and put them in between your toes. Ooh, my toes are cold. So you might put your fingers in between your toes if it's available to you. If they're down here on the floor, you're probably not going to reach them. That's okay. So now to come back up, we're going to push down through the toe pads and the heel of the left foot. That's the standing leg. Rise back up. Let's inhale and take our arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms skyward. Beautiful. And just start to play with lifting one elbow and then the other. One elbow, then the other. And then you're going to take your right hand to either the some part, even if the leg is down, you'll just take your hand there. If your leg is up, you can take your hand to the ankle or to the heel. And you're going to push, if it's at the heel, you're going to push your hand into your heel and your heel into your hand. That's an isometric. So wherever you're at, you're going to touch. Then left hand is going to come to the back of the chair or at an angle. The arm is at an angle, or hand at the seat for your first twist with your hip opener. Breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. Come back to center. And let's one more time. We lather, rinse, repeat. We'll move forward. Sitting bones move back. Heart and collarbone move forward. Breathe in and breathe out. You might feel you're going a little bit further. You may or you may not. Most likely you do the second time around. Now we're going to push down through the foot and rise up. Release. Get ready for the other side. So you have three options. And each hip is different. Foot's down, foot's on blocks, and it's the pinky side of the foot that's down like that, or ankle is up over on the thigh. We're going to grow tall once again. Let's interlace our fingers, push the palms away from us, and then bring one elbow up, then the other, kind of like you're swimming the arms upwards. A lot of yoga people like to call this flossing the shoulders. And then you might press your palms upwards or back forwards. Push the webbings of your fingers in towards each other and pull away. Another isometric where you might feel like your muscles are activating on your arms. We'll release that and come into our forward fold. So hands on ankle or somewhere on the lower leg or the upper. And then we're going to move on forward. So we're extending forward. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. So we're gazing forward and down. Now, if you have your leg up on your thigh, you might put your fingers in between your toes for the yoga handshake. We got yogi toes, we got yoga handshake because most of us yogis are obsessed with our feet and all the nerve endings on the bottom of them and making sure our toes move around and spread. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And let's press down through the standing leg, rise up and find our variation of the twist. So you might have your hand on the heel, the ankle, or maybe on the thigh, and right hand can extend. So the arm is extending, or hands on the back of the chair. And then we lift tall and we find our twist. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. About an even breath when we're doing a practice. When we want to go towards a sleep, the exhale is going to be longer, but we don't want to force it. Just kind of foreshadowing how we'll practice this towards the end of class. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to center. Let's do a little butterfly. I'm going to move these. Well, actually, you could have an in-person class yesterday. One of the teachers and students built up the butterfly. So I'll show you what it looks like. So first you could have your butterfly like this, coming towards the edge of the seat, and your feet are coming towards each other. And if you're feeling like your thighs are a little bit more open, your hips, you might stack some blocks. You could have 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. This is a really nice variation of butterfly. And people say, well, what is an example if I'm not going down to the mat, but I want to do butterfly? And this is one of them. It also could be butterfly on a chair in front of us, or an ottoman of some type. So we're all in our butterfly. Let's practice a little breathing. And I love, love, love this breathing mudra, so I want you to see it. You're taking your index finger and bringing it on the inside of the thumb. And then you've got your ring finger on the tip of the thumb. I'm sorry, the third finger on the tip of the thumb. And then the other 2 fingers are open. So I'll come close so you can see while you're in your butterflies. And this is a really nice breathing hand mudra. So while you're breathing, practicing with this hand mudra. So we're in butterfly. Let's just take a few breaths together, breathing in for a count of 3 or 4. And breathing out through the nose for a count of 3 or 4. Breathe in for a count of 3, 4, or maybe 5. We don't want to push it. We don't want to feel like we're straining. And we're exhaling out, and it's a softening as we exhale. I encourage you to practice with this mudra for several people. It helps for the breath to kind of relax, and it soothes it, becomes calmer and smoother. So you might want to try it at some point. We breathe in and breathe out. Just when you have a little time to practice your breathing, you can do this at any time during the day. Going to release that, put it to the side. Let's do a little bit of stretching the legs in with triangle pose before we go down to the mat. So seated triangle. All my stuff is in the way here. So leg is extended, right leg is extended. Toes are upright. And then let's take our hands either to the shoulders or fingertips behind the head. And gently feel the back of your head into your fingertips without pushing your fingertips forward. We're going to exhale and tilt the elbow down. And inhale, rise back up. Now, when we go down, push down through the heel and the foot. Really press it down. That's helping strengthen, and take a little break from pressing down. And then press down to rise up. So we're using that root to rise back up. These are strengthening movements when we push down through our feet. Let's do it one more time. We're pressing down through the whole foot, the toe pads, the heel and the left foot, right heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next time you're ready to rise, push down through the foot and the heel again, and you're up. And release your hands. Take a breath in and a breath out. And bring that heel back in and back forward. Let's do a little walking in between sides. Inhaling and exhaling. You can use your hands to help lift the legs. You can let your hands swing. Nice, big, lengthy swing. You can alternate knee and arm as you breathe in and as you breathe out. What if we do the legs like that and then swim with our arms? Now we're getting crazy. Now we're getting crazy because we're doing something different that our brain hadn't thought about in a while. So we're doing kind of the breaststroke with our arms, but we're walking with our feet. And then take a little break and let that go. Let's do triangle on the other side. So you might scoochie over to the other side of the chair. Adjust yourself so that the chair is not cutting into your thigh. We're pushing down through the right foot, the toe pads, the mounds, and the heel. You can feel that as you push that down, the arch activates in your foot. We're pushing the heel down and the toes up and the left leg. Fingertips either to shoulders or behind head. And let's think about there's a book on top of your head and you're pressing up into the book. And then we're going to exhale and tilt down, left elbow down, right elbow up. Then we're going to push down through the right foot and the left heel, rise up. And now as we go down, we're going to push down through them. Push down through the foot and the heel as you lower. I feel a little bit more engaging in muscles and also a little bit more of a stretch. Notice what you feel. Then we're going to push down again and rise on up. Release or take one more. I think I'm going to take one more. You can always take a break. You don't have to follow everything the teacher does. And then inhale, come back up. Bring that heel in and leg comes forward. Let's do some more of that walking in place. You can swing the arms. Now, what if we swing and then we do some swimming and kind of just alternate it? Just kind of notice what it's like. If it feels helter-skelter, it might feel like that. It's a little chaotic, right? And then swing it. Yeah, see, got to say, oh, brain, I'm going back to alternating. Have a little fun with it. Have a little fun with it, right? And then we'll swim it one more time. And then we're going to go from here to spinal balance in the chair. So spinal balance in the chair, right leg is forward. It could be on some blocks. It could be heel is down. Left arms to the side. You're hugging the muscles to the bones on that lifted right leg or lowered right leg. You're still hugging the muscles to the bone. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathe in, breathe out, exhale, lower it down, switching sides. Left leg forward, heel down, maybe leg lifts, right arm out to the side. Spinal balance in the chair. Breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Release, let it go. Let's stretch the legs long, put down through the heels, circle the ankles around and about, hold on to the sides of the chair. Reverse your circles. You can go slow, you can go a little faster because this is your practice. Flex the toes upwards and then point them away and upwards and point them away and drag the heels back in. Getting ready to lower down to the earth. So you're going to want to have your strap and your blocks and your blanket. Get it all ready. Go down how you know how to safely go down. That's what you should always do. I like to put the chair against the wall. I know it's not going anywhere. And then maybe a blanket down for the knees to cushion them. Hands are on the chair. One knee down and then the other. And then I'm going to move the chair out of the way so your vision isn't blocked and you can see me. And we will start in table pose. Table pose. You might want that blanket under your knees for protection and padding. And if your wrists are sore, a lot of times people like putting their hands on the blocks. So I'll show that too. Here's hands on blocks. Can be nice. No matter what, you kind of want to claw the mat or the blocks with your fingertips. Walk your knees back underneath your hips. So you're feeling like the crown of your head is moving forward. Your hands are pressing down on blocks or on mat. And that pointer finger knuckle is really down, because if not, the dumping goes into the wrist and you will say, oh, this hurts, I can't do this. And you're right, it's going to hurt because it's going to dump into your wrist. And then let's do a cat. So as we do our cat, we're pushing down through our palms. We got strong arms. And then we got a cow. Belly swoops down. Sitting bones rise. Back of the neck rises. Again, round, chin towards chest. Belly pulls in. Inhaling. Sitting bones rise. Back of the neck rises. Come to neutral. And let's extend the right leg. Toes are down, push out through the heel. Just a nice calf stretch. Nice calf stretch. I'm just rocking forward and back a few times. If your palms are getting tired and your wrists are come down, maybe onto your forearms for the other side. Rocking forward and back. And we're going to do a few yoga push-ups. So we're pressing our palms down and our weight is forward. So the crown of our head is moving forward and our sitting bones are moving back and our belly is toned and our shoulder blades are on the back. Now that's a lot of work right there. Table is a lot of work, just like it's deceiving with mountain pose. These two, quote, basic poses aren't so basic. Shoulder blades are coming on back. Now we're going to do a yoga push-up. So weight is coming forward. The crown of our head is coming forward. We don't need to go all the way down, just a few inches. And push down through your hands and rise up. Let's exhale, lowering forward and down. Feel your shoulder blades on your back and your belly pulling in. And push down through your palms, rise up. You could also do this at a table or a wall if you're not down on the mat. You could be doing yoga push-ups at the wall or pressing your hands into a table in front of you, or a yoga buddy. You could press your hands into a yoga buddy. Exhale, slowly lowering it down, inhaling, rising back up. Let's take a break. Go towards a child pose. So knees coming towards the outsides of your mat. They may not spread all the way, but if you like to support your spine, you can keep your knees together more. Remembering it's your practice. And then you can either stack your forearms or lengthen your arms. If your shoulders are sore, you may not want to lengthen your arms so much, but bend your elbows. Let's take a few breaths here. This is a great place, by the way, if you're comfortable in this pose, to relax the nervous system with a few breaths in and out, inhaling for 3 or 4 and exhaling for 3 or 4. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Breath is in and breath is out. And we'll come back up. We're going to do one more set of yoga push-ups. I'm building a little heat. I don't know about you, so I'm going to take the jacket off. We'll do a few more push-ups, and then we will come down onto our backs. So here we are. We're in our table. Our shoulder blades are on our back. Our belly's pulling in. We're going to keep our weight forward. Then the elbows slowly lower down, maybe just a few inches. Try to keep your shoulder blades on your back and your belly pulled in, and then inhale and rise up. Now, an alternative to this is to do plank. That's going to build some strength too, without bending the elbows. We're going forward and down, belly pulls in. We don't want the belly down like that. We want to lift it up. You can think cat pose. Exhaling, inhaling, push down, rise up. Try not to lock elbows. Exhaling forward and down, rise up. And let's shake out our hands and our wrists and maybe circle them around and about. And we're going to come down onto our backs. For some bridge action, you might want to block and strap with you. We're going to do some variations on bridge, get some back bends going here. So again, we don't want the head lifted too high. You want the head so that the ears are level with your shoulders. We don't want the head, if it's too high, your neck's going to flatten and push into the floor, and necks don't like that. So we want to try to avoid that. All right, so here we go. We're coming down onto our backs. Slowly walk it back down. And here we are. And here we are. So we're pushing down through our feet. And we're gonna, as we push down through our feet, I want you to rock your pelvis forward and back. Your arms can be down by your side. Your hands could be at your belly for this first part of pelvic tilts, or you might take your hands to the top of your pelvis and feel it as it goes back and forward and backwards and forwards. This should feel good on your back. There should be no pain. Now, somewhere between forward and back is neutral spine. And that's a good thing to know where neutral is. You can pretend that you have a marble on your belly. So take your hands and make a diamond. Your pointer fingers are touching, your thumbs are touching, and then place that on your belly, and as your pelvis tilts, and you've got this marble in between your diamond, it's the marble's going towards your thumbs when your pelvis goes back, and the marble's going towards your pointer fingers when the pelvis is forward. So you're rocking the marble forward and back, if that kind of visualization works for you. Let's find neutral, so somewhere in between there. And then take our arms down by our side. Feel just that little bony point pressing down into the mat or possibly a very low blanket. And then we're going to push down through our feet and inhale and lift our hips up. And feel this. Then we're going to exhale and lower the hips down. And inhale, they rise back up. Now, please don't feel like you're having to jut your hips up to the ceiling. That is not, we're not looking to full force it up. It's an exhale, lower down, inhale, rise without that pressure up. That's going to jam up the lower back. So lifting and lowering. Now, as you lift next time, push down through your feet. Imagine you had strings that were tied around your ankle and you could pull your heels towards you and feel your buttocks tone. And exhale, release the hips back down. We're going to do this repetition a few times. You're going to feel your hips working. Here we go. Push down through your feet, lift the hips, pull the imaginary string so you're feeling like your heels are pulling towards your hips. You'll feel a toning in your hips, and then exhale and lower down. Now you might start to feel that the hamstrings are getting a little bit crampy. So let's stretch out the hamstrings. Take a strap or your hands behind your hamstrings. You're going to bend and straighten your right leg so the footprint is angling up towards the sky. The leg is right over your hip. So we don't want it back there yet. We don't want it, it's probably not going to go there yet. But so we're just pressing straight upwards. You can use the tie as well. Pushing footprint up towards sky. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's keep the legs straight here. Relax the shoulders. Inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel the stretch. Feel the stretch behind your leg. Exhaling for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Remove the strap, and then you're going to exhale, slowly lower the leg. Now, if your lower back starts to creep up, then don't lower the leg down anymore. It might be here, it might be here, and it might be here, but it could be right there, it could be right there, right there, right there. And you're going to go up and down a few times, lifting and lowering. If your lower back starts to creep up, then it may start to hurt. So you want to push your ribs down towards the mat as you do this. So we've got core work going, lifting and lowering. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. A few more. Then we're going to grab the knee, bend the knee in towards our shoulder, and gently pulse the knee in towards the shoulder. You can use both hands and your lower leg to pull it in. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Let's put our foot back down, and we're going to do a few more of those hip rises. Now, if you'd like, you could put a block in between your thighs, and you don't have to, but you could. We're going to lift up hips, exhale, lower them down, not all the way. Lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Make sure there's space in between your neck and the mat. If there's not, remove that blanket. Lift and lower, and lift and lower. Next time your hips lift the right heel, lower it down. Lift the left heel, lower it down. Go back to the right, go back to the left, and lower the hips down. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's do that again. Inhale, hips rise. Right heel up, right heel lowers. Left heel up, left heel lowers. Alternate or lift both heels up. Exhale, lower both heels down, lower your hips down. One more time with this sequence. Inhaling, hips rise, either alternating heels rising or take both heels up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower heels down. Lower hips down. Remove the block if it's there. Let's stretch the left leg now. So you can bring the knee in towards you and interlace your fingers behind the thigh as you bend and straighten the leg. If you'd like to use the strap, if that's your preference, place the strap around your foot and do these repetitions nice and slow. You're pushing the heel skyward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. And then maybe you hold it. Really feel the stretch behind the leg. You can play with pointing and flexing the foot to see how that feels different. Always feel free to explore within your practice and within your safe container. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. One more, breathe in. Breathe out. And then we're going to play with lowering and lifting the leg. Keep your ribs pressing down as you lower and lift. If your lower back lifts up, then don't take the leg so far down. And you could play with pointing and flexing, or just pointing, or just flexing. Explore. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Then we're going to bend the knee and pull the knee in towards our left shoulder. You can do little gentle pulses here. So you might feel a little stretch behind the thigh. And then when you're ready, come into happy baby with both legs up. Maybe massage the spine, rolling right and left. Massage the spine. As you roll around, really feel this rolling action. And then come back to center. Place your feet down. Let's roll to the side. Relax on your upper arm for a moment. And we're going to come up and practice that breathing of the exhale longer than the inhale before we go to our final resting poses. If you want to stay down on the earth, you can do that too. You don't have to come up. You're either going to want to sit on a blanket or a block. And so we're lifting our hips above our knees, because otherwise our lower back is going to round. For almost, I'd say 99% of people, they're going to feel better. They're going to feel more upright, a little bit more optimal posture when they're sitting up on a blanket or block. So the 4-7-8 breath, we're going to start this by doing first an inhale. We're going to take it to a 3-6 first. So we're going to inhale in for 3 and exhale out for 6. So the inhale is doubled by the exhale. So here we go. Inhale in for 3 and exhale out for 6 through your nose. Breathe in for 3 and breathe out for 3 through the nose. Now, I'm sorry, for 6 through the nose. If the 6 is too long on the exhale, take it to 4 or 5. So it'd be this. Inhale in for 3. Exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we inhale back in for 3, 2, 1. And exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's play. For those, some of you might stay where you're at with 3 on the inhale and 6 on the exhale. Some of you might be at 3 on the inhale and 5 on the exhale. If it feels like it's available to you, we're going to go 4 on the inhale and 6 on the exhale. So breathe in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can always adjust. If this is too much, back it off. So inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, just for fun, let's do the inhale for 4 and the exhale for 8. If it's too much, go back to 4 or 6, go back to 3 or 5. It's okay. You're tailoring the practice to you. So here's the 4, 8. Inhaling in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhaling in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, you can stay with that. Those of you who enjoy holding the breath, I'm going to give you a few options. We're going to inhale in for 3. We're going to hold for 4 and exhale for 5. So the exhale is longer than the inhale, and there's a little pause in the middle. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could repeat that. And just so you can, because if you look it up, you will find the 4, 7, 8 breath. So let's talk through that one time. We're going to inhale in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, begin again. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1, holding 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the 4, 7, 8 breath. Just wanted to do that with you. Let's go on to our backs for our final spinal twist. If you'd like to do a seated spinal twist, you certainly could. It would look something maybe like this or like this. We're still on a blanket or something that elevates, or a pillow that elevates our hips. So this would be a spinal twist if you're seated, called Marichyasana or half Lord of the Fishes. Don't ask me where all this comes from, but there are stories behind all of it. And then you'll take a few breaths in and out, nice, smooth and even. And then you'll switch sides and do the other side. And there's so many variations, so I'm just showing 2 today. Turning the neck last. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. And then we can do our spinal twist if you didn't want to do it seated on the earth. Lying down, bringing knees in towards us, lower them down towards the right, and arms can be in cactus or T. As you breathe in, and as you breathe out, hold your twist for at least a few cycles of breath, maybe a little bit more. Such a nice opener for across the front of the body. Maybe you're turning the head the opposite way of the knees. Your eyes may be closing. When you're ready, bring your knees up and switch sides. You might shift your hips to the right as your knees go to the left. Settle into your twist on the left side. Breathing in and breathing out. Breath is in and breath is out. From here, finding your final resting pose. You might choose something like lying down butterfly with blocks or pillows under your knees and your hands on your belly. You could practice a 3-6 breath or a 4-8 breath or a 4-7-8 breath. Or you could just let the body settle into a natural, soft pace. You might have your legs up on a chair, one of my favorite, or up the wall. Settle into your pose. Let your body fully relax by focusing on your breath and focusing on the sensation of relaxation. Feel free to play with the breathing mudra where we take the index finger inside the thumb and our third finger towards the thumb. Or you could have index finger and thumb touching, or just hands and fingers relaxing. There's so many choices that you get to make within this practice. Feel the sensation of being in this safe container as the nervous system relaxes. A softening breath. Feeling the skin relax on your body. Feel the weight of your body against the earth. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel the front of the body relax and the back of the body relax. When you're ready, you'll come to seated. I'll close the class together with you, but you can stay exactly wherever you choose to be. Bringing palms in front of heart, bowing in. Expressing gratitude for this practice, for showing up, for being here to move and breathe and be in community together. With much gratitude for all of you joining for the support of the Michigan Parkinson Foundation, making these classes possible. Namaste, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful